3 games in a row, everybody's panicking. Like, oh my God, the Cavs are ruined. Like, no, calm down. The Cavaliers are going to be okay.
They started, like, they got off to a great start. Like, them and the Cubs, like, they were.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Triangle. We're going to preview the NBA Finals. It's the trilogy. You know, we're going, Cavs, Warriors, part 3. So we're going to take every single position that is being, like, every single position, and we're going to break it down, see who has the edge on every position, including bench, fan base, coach, and then we're going to talk a little bit about the first pick in the draft. So I guess let's start with, you want to start at point guard, or you want to start at center?
It don't, man. Really
Let's start with point guard. So at point guard, you got the Cavs rolling out Kyrie Irving, and you got Warriors rolling out Steph Curry. That's an
even kill.
I think it's pretty much. I think that might be like as close a matchup as you can have, like in a series. Like I think those two guys are probably gonna make each other. I don't think they'll guard each other though.
They will.
I don't think so.
They definitely will.
You think they're gonna guard each other?
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I do. I think it'll be Clay on Irving, and I think it'll be JR on Steph.
Maybe, but it's an even kill.
Who do you think is more important to the series between the two of them?
Definitely. See, I can't do that one.
I think it's Kyrie Irving. I think Steph Curry could play poorly and the Cavs can still win, or and the Warriors can still win if Steph Curry doesn't play well. I think they have enough firepower to make up for it. If Kyrie Irving doesn't play well, I don't think their third best player is strong enough.
Who, Kevin Love?
Yeah.
He's the third best player.
Yeah. I mean, he doesn't really create his own offense as much as you would like anymore.
Not like he did in...
Well, I mean, yeah, but he was playing with scrubs in Minnesota. When you stop playing with scrubs, that's what happens. Like Chris Bosh, for instance. We can talk about that, too, actually.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
A little bit. But, I think Kyrie Irving's more important to the Cavs than Steph Curry.
I don't know.
I don't think it's close. I don't think it's close.
I think it is close. I definitely think it's close.
Well, this kind of goes back to what we talked about a couple weeks ago, where like Steph Curry is kind of the emotional pulse.
Well, that's the emotional pulse is Draymond Green.
Well, no, I mean, but like the fan base stuff.
Still,
like when Steph Curry's hitting those shots, like and the crowd's going wild, like that's like probably Steph Curry's strongest asset is his ability to get the crowd hyped up.
Oh yeah.
Like Steph Curry, yeah, like. But I do think Steph Curry could not play well, and they would still win. Or find a way.
I feel like he can do well enough. Like when he's not at his on his top, when the shot's not falling, and for whatever reason he can't get to the basket, or because in the finals they're gonna call it that like they're gonna let him play a lot more than what they do in any other round of the playoffs.
You think so?
Oh, definitely. They're gonna be. I think the finals are gonna be a lot more physical than what they normally are.
Well, I mean, it's hard to judge because there's like, I mean, both of the conference finals were.
It's going to be physical for some people. For some people. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You kind of get what I'm saying. Okay. It's going to be physical for some people. Yeah, like, truth be told, the finals need to be great.
To make up for the rest of it?
To make up for a terrible playoffs.
There was only one series that was memorable.
And I can't remember what it is.
It's two, I guess. The Wizards Celtics series was memorable, but every game of that series was a blowout. Besides Game 7.
Besides games, game.
The game that went to overtime, Game 2.
Yeah. Game 2.
Yeah. And Game 1 was pretty close too for a while, and then
every team won at home. No team won on the road in that.
And the Clippers Utah series was pretty entertaining. Went to 7 games. Yeah. I mean, It was an entertaining series. None of those games were really blowouts. But every other series has been
terrible,
super terrible.
It's like I've never seen not to go out of trouble. I've never seen a finals matchup already called while other series were going on.
I mean, yeah, but they've basically been saying this since the beginning of the season.
But it's like,
what
I'm getting at is like every series was talked about in the past tense while it was still playing. Like it wasn't just the Boston Cleveland series because everybody referred to that one like, well, this one when Cleveland goes to the finals and they were still they were still playing. Like when the Warriors,
but after you get beat by 44 points, like you lose both games at home, but you know the series is over.
But still, like have you ever heard of a finals matchup being talked about while other series were still playing? No,
I don't know. No, probably not. I don't know. Well, I mean, last year, at least in the West, nothing was set in stone like it is this year, because there's no really the Western Conference after once Kawhi Leonard went down, the Spurs just fell apart. And that was the biggest. That might have been the biggest collapse in the history of I don't know, man. If they had won game one,
if they won game one, Golden State still wins in 6 or 7. But it's still it's.
But if they don't lose Kawhi, if Kawhi Leonard got hurt, they may win that series.
But they won't. They won't. I still had Golden State win the 6 or 7.
But they could have won that series if Kawhi Leonard hasn't got hurt. Like what happens in that series? They win game 1, right?
They win game 1, definitely.
And what happens in game 2?
Golden State wins game 2. Golden State wins game 3. San Antonio wins game 4. So that's 2-2. Golden State probably wins game 5 and they go back to San Antonio. Golden State win game 6, or San Antonio wins game 6 and they go back to Oakland. Golden State wins in 7. What's the difference?
I think the Spurs looked especially dominant before Kawhi Leonard got hurt. Like they looked.
No, LaMarcus Aldridge looked special before Kawhi Leonard got hurt. Kawhi Leonard gets hurt.
Kawhi Leonard had 28 points before he got hurt in that game. Yeah, Marcus Aldridge did play well in that game, and he didn't really play well any other game.
Exactly.
But they were triple teaming him in the whole game. Like, what do you want the guy to do? And he was passing.
Triple team.
He was passing out to shooters. He was making good basketball plays. They just weren't making shots.
He had smaller defenders on him night and day. And what was he doing? That stupid fadeaway shot.
That's a big part of his offense.
Was he hitting it? No, he really wasn't.
Yeah, but you don't want a guy that's doesn't want to shoot the basketball. Like, I'd rather him just shoot like what his game is. I'd rather him just continue to play his game.
So when he has a clear mismatch in the post, you'd rather him fade
shoots
away.
That shot at a high percentage. That is like that's where he gets all his points.
No. You rather him fade away when he has a clear mismatch as opposed to backing that smaller defender down.
But they were sending doubles. They were sending doubles.
When they weren't sending doubles.
They were every.
They were not.
Yes, they were.
Okay.
Yes, they were.
No, they were not.
Yes, they were, dude. Every single time you tried to go into the post. Every time you went into the post, there was a double team going on.
You mean to tell me like? When Draymond Green was guarding him, they called a double team.
Yeah.
No, they did
not. Yes,
they
did. Kevin Durant slacked off and got the threes position and moved
slacked off on who?
Whoever was playing the 3. I don't know. Jonathan Simmons, like whoever. That's why those guys scored a lot of points. LaMarcus Aldridge was getting double teamed. He was getting mugged.
Right.
Yeah.
He looked terrible in that series. He looked absolutely horrific. They paid him how much money?
A lot.
And he didn't show up?
He tried to show up.
He didn't.
Let's go back to the. All right, let's go back to Steph Curry, Kyrie Irving. So that's a wash, yeah?
Yeah, it's a wash.
Okay, let's move on to shooting guard. J.R. Smith, starting shooting guard, and Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson's been terrible offensively.
He's also not getting touches.
Well, it's not even that. He's just because he's a jump shooter, so he needs that rhythm, to kind of formulate his offense.
Okay,
so he's not getting. I know.
Not getting touches.
I know, but so he needs that rhythm to kind of build up, to play well. But he's a great defender. And he's not letting his offensive woes affect him on the other end of the floor.
Yeah, he's a great defender. He's a great defender for this one.
He would be a good defender in a lot of different eras.
Okay, I'm gonna let you think that, but continue.
Klay Thompson's a good defender. I don't know, what era do you think he wouldn't be?
Any era he would have to guard Michael Jordan.
Yeah, but Michael Jordan's retired.
Okay.
Yeah. And J.R. Smith is basically out there for defensive purposes too. Like he could shoot the basketball, but he's not required. They don't ask him to do a whole lot on offense.
Oh, but he's gonna have to. This.
I don't think they can. I think they can get by without him doing anything.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, I think if J.R. Smith scores like 5 points a game, that'll be enough.
No, it won't.
It will be. It will be.
Really won't.
How many points do you think J.R. Smith has to score?
J.R. Smith is gonna have to be a double-digit.
No way. He's out there for defensive purposes.
You are delusional.
I'm not delusional.
Really have to be.
I'm not delusional.
Yes,
I just don't think
are.
J.R. Smith's offense is that important to the Cavs right now.
It really is.
How many points did he average? How many points did he average during the season?
It really does.
How many points did he average during the playoffs?
It's the Eastern Conference.
5
points. 5 points in the Eastern Conference playoffs could get Cleveland by. He can survive scoring 5 points a game in the Eastern Conference. He's not gonna.
Do you think it's because he will probably be guarded by Steph Curry? Probably, yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, just hypothetically, like they say, like
Maybe.
we're predicting. I'm gonna say Steph Curry's probably gonna guard him.
Maybe.
I think J.R. Smith has to do something on offense in order to tire out Steph Curry a little bit.
J.R. Smith's gonna have to do some on offense.
I think they
Point blank end of discussion.
I think if he did,
both Clay and J.R. are gonna have to produce better than what they've done.
I think Klay Thompson definitely does, but I think J.R. Smith they could get by without.
In the previous rounds, maybe was a little bit distracted. You know, he had his own personal
with his daughter.
Update: his daughter's doing fine. They brought her home. Clear her mind. J.R. Smith is gonna have to. He has nothing holding him back. No distractions. Nothing. J.R. Smith is gonna have to score at least 15 to 20 a game.
Again, come on, dude. You're crazy, dude. You are out of your mind, dude. How? I think they got enough. We haven't got to their bench, but I think they have enough. He's out there for He starts. He's like the Thabo Cephalosha now.
Oh my god.
He's become Thabo Cephalosha.
He's a better Thabo Cephalosha.
No, he's not, dude.
Yes, he is.
Defensively, no.
All around, because Thabo Cephalosha, like he doesn't score.
I know. He's allergic to the basketball.
J.R. Smith scores the ball. J.R. Smith can get hot. He can shoot with the best.
No, I'm not denying that. I just don't think they'll need his offense. If he doesn't give them big offensive output, they will still win this series.
They won't. They really won't.
They will.
They won't.
All right. So who do you think is more important to the series, J.R. or Clay?
In this series, definitely J.R.
I think it's Clay.
It's definitely J.R.
I think it's close, but I would take Clay. You take Jr.
Jr. He's gonna have to score. Period.
I think they can win it without him scoring.
They can't win without him scoring.
Well, that's one man's opinion.
They can't win without him scoring. I'm telling you that right now.
I better expect Facebook messages. You know, when J.R. Smith has like that 20-point game, like I told you. All right, let's move on to small forward because it's probably one of the more intriguing matchups of the series. Kevin Durant and LeBron James. LeBron James has kind of had Kevin Durant's number a little bit, but not on this team. So what do we think about this? What do you think about that particular matchup between the two of them?
Even kill.
Okay. I guess we'll go back to the most important thing. Who do you think is more important to the series?
Oh, this is definitely more personal not personal, but it means more to Kevin Durant. This is the whole reason why he went to Golden State. If LeBron loses this one, it's another loss. He already has 3.
I also think
the only way this hurts LeBron if he loses is the whole Jordan LeBron comparisons, which are ridiculous in my eyes in the first place.
I think when it's all, I think LeBron James is more important to his own team though than Kevin Durant is.
To team wise,
I guess it's close.
I mean, it's
because I think everything runs through LeBron. He's gonna play probably 40 minutes a night.
He's gonna have to. This is like legit. Like how you beat LeBron-led teams is you have to have an annoyance. You have to have a rim protector, which the Warriors do.
Who?
What do you mean? Who? Draymond Green's going to see a lot of LeBron in this series. JaVale McGee is going to play a real important role, believe it or not, in this series.
I
but we'll get to that when
we
get to the bench. You have to have a rim protector, and you have to have someone who can go back at him.
Offensively.
That's
Kevin Durant. That's Kevin Durant. He's engineered to score.
So like the thing is when you notice LeBron in the playoffs and the other teams. We don't talk about his defensive skills because he doesn't really have to play defense in the Eastern Conference. There's no other small forward.
Carmelo, not in the playoffs.
Paul George.
Paul George. Yeah.
Maybe those first 3 gaes were a little exciting.
They were close. I mean, it's the closest sweep ever in the history of the NBA.
A little bit. Paul, if the Bulls would have beat Boston and beat Washington, Jimmy Butler, he can go back and he can go back and forth with LeBron. That's why Boston are trying to. That's why he's a candidate to get traded to Boston.
Along with Paul George or Carmelo.
Guys and then you add in Kevin Durant. You need somebody who can make LeBron work on the defensive end. Those guys can do that. Kevin Durant can definitely do that. Like, everybody talks about LeBron being a freak of nature. Like, Kevin Durant is his own freak of nature.
He's 7 feet tall.
He's 7 feet tall.
He handles the basketball like a point guard.
And he can pull up from 30. Like,
40. Kevin Durant open when he gets out of his car. Like, he doesn't play around.
Like, no. So, like, but in all seriousness, like, this matchup right here is an even kill. LeBron can get, like, he gonna give you 25 to 30. Kevin Durant, he gonna give you 25 to 30.
I think LeBron's gonna average like 35 points in this series.
It's like somebody's gonna have to, like, they are both gonna have to be spectacular.
I do think the Warriors. I think the Warriors can win without Kevin Durant being spectacular.
Not if LeBron James is spectacular.
Because I think if Steph, if Steph, one of those two guys is spectacular, I think they could still win the series.
Everybody's gonna have to be spectacular. Is what I'm getting at. Everybody, on both sides. No one's gonna have to be just good enough. Your good enough isn't good enough.
I think J.R. Smith could just be good enough.
No,
they could win the series.
No,
I think the same with Klay Thompson.
No, those two guys. They have to be great.
Yeah, they gotta be.
They have to be.
They gotta be the 1 to 2 players in the NBA.
They gotta be great. Like Steph Curry, Kevin Durant, Kyrie, LeBron. They have to be spectacular.
Yeah,
that's above greats.
Yeah,
everybody else has to be.
Okay, yeah, all right, I'll give you that. Yeah,
those guys have to be like J.R. Klay. They have to be great. KD, Steph, LeBron, Kyrie. They have to be spectacular because those four. They set the tone for both teams.
Who do you think is more important between Kevin Durant and Steph Curry and Kyrie Irving and LeBron? Like, if you had to pick one from each team.
Well, who's more important?
Yeah.
Well, on the Cavs, and that's definitely LeBron.
Yeah, even though Kyrie Irving's kind of the closer.
Yeah,
that
goes without being said. Like, when it comes to, like, if you want somebody with shot being made, final seconds, but I'm giving that ball to Kyrie. Even LeBron defers to Kyrie. I'm giving that ball to Kyrie on the Cleveland
especially
side.
if he's got it going. Like, Kyrie Irving is
on Cleveland side.
Stupid.
On Golden State side, I would have to say, I think that Kevin Durant, he's the best player on that team. Period.
Totally agree.
But I think the more important person on that team, not named Draymond Green, has to be Steph Curry.
I think it's KD. I think KD causes so many problems for defenses.
Well, everybody.
Like, he's just so long; it's hard to guard. You can't really. I don't know. It's just.
And Kevin Durant, his defensive skills are severely underrated. Like, Kevin Durant is a really good defender.
I think he's gotten better this season.
He's definitely, like, compared to what he used to be. He's
totally agree.
Gotten better.
And then let's move on to power forward. So Draymond Green and Kevin Love. I think Draymond Green has had hands in. I think he's way better than Kevin Love. I don't think this is really a great debate. I think Kevin Love has become a stretch four who just, like, shoots threes, rebounds the basketball every once in a while. He's a terrible defender. He's a liability on defense at times.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and Draymond Green, he's in the conversation for one of the best all-around players in the NBA today.
But I think if you have him play Kevin Love, I think that takes Draymond Green out of the post a little bit, because you're gonna have to Kevin Love can really shoot it, like, flat out, like, he can really let it fly, and I think you're gonna have to, like, unless they do something else, like, if they were to put, like, Steph Curry on Kevin Love or something for periods at a time, and then, like, switch, have, like, Draymond Green check JR or something, and have Klay Thompson.
Draymond's gonna.
No, you can't take JR either. That doesn't make any sense. Or Tristan Thompson, and move.
That's what he would. Because Tristan Thompson, he's a glass eater.
And what are they gonna do with McGee?
What do you mean? What they gonna do with him? They probably.
Who's McGee guarding in this series? If he starts,
if he starts, he's probably gonna guard. They probably gonna put McGee on Kevin Love and put Draymond on Tristan Thompson to cancel out his rebounding. Because if the goal is to make Kevin Love shoot the ball, it's going to be kind of hard to shoot over the length of JaVale McGee.
Well, I mean, I don't think. Do you think JaVale McGee can chase around Kevin Love? I know he's not going to be running off screens. Like, he's not like that. No. Kevin Love is not intimidating athletically. Yeah, I guess I agree with that.
Athletically, JaVale McGee is
As good as it gets.
Like, dude is athletic. Like, he's
He
long.
dunked that 3 basketballs at once in the dunk contest. He should have won that dunk contest.
Like, that's long. Like, that's another subject for another day. That's long. Like, dude is long. Like, he can probably, like, if a guard dribbles past him, he can probably get in front of him in 2 steps because he's that long.
Yeah, he's.
So that's what, if he starts, that's what they would do. Like, I think for defensive purposes and physicality purposes only, Zaza Pachulia is going to get the start.
Isn't he hurt?
He'll be all right. He should be fine by now. What was it, a heel?
I don't know, something like that. I think they just didn't want to play in San Antonio.
A heel?
Because of all the booing that was going to happen.
Well, that was terrible. Like, come on. Like, people were threatening his kids. And
Yeah, but I think he really, like, they didn't have him play because they didn't want him to get booed. Because he would have.
Oh, yeah, definitely. It's like, you ruined our chances at winning. Well, you weren't going to win in the first place.
You don't know that.
I do know that.
You don't know that. Nobody knows that. All right, let's go back. Let's stay on the power forward position. Who do you think is more important to their team, Draymond? Oh, I don't even. This is even asking you this.
Draymond Green.
As much as I hate Draymond Green, I can't
I
even.
don't see why people
I can't even disagree with you.
Draymond Green.
Draymond Green is probably the second most important player on the Warriors after KD.
He is the heart. He's the heartbeat of that team.
And he hasn't gotten nearly as many technicals, so he's not worried about violating any of those rules. I think he's got 1 in the playoffs.
I don't know.
He don't got a lot. He got like none because they haven't played a lot of games.
No, they haven't.
Yeah, what if they sweep all the way through? Like,
If they sweep them?
what if they sweep all 20 games? Like they just, or what is it, 16?
Yeah, truth be told, I wouldn't be surprised if this series is over quick.
Either way, or just if the Warriors win fast, I wouldn't be surprised. If the Cavs win fast, that would shock me.
Oh yeah, that
would be shocked.
That would shock me.
I'd be like,
that would shock everybody. But yeah, Draymond Green, he's the heartbeat of that team. Like he last year, even with the suspension, if Golden State wins, he's Finals MVP, hands down. Like Game 7, he had 35, like 14, 15 rebounds, like 7 assists. He played out of his mind.
I think it would have been tough to give him the MVP missing a game.
No, he still would have got it. I would have gave it. Every analyst says Draymond, even with the suspension, he's Finals MVP.
I've never heard anybody talk about this actually before.
He's Finals MVP. Period. Draymond Green is Finals MVP if they win last year.
Okay, well, I don't know, maybe. This seems like forever ago. I can't really even remember anybody else's performances in that series. Moving on to center. So, Tristan Thompson versus, we'll say Zaza, I guess. Zaza is just out there just
he's
for the.
He's an annoyance.
He's
a bug. He irritates people.
He just starts for the sake of starting.
He irritates people.
He's not a starter. He doesn't play starters minutes.
No.
Tristan Thompson will play starters minutes, and he's more important to his team than Zaza. Zaza could give them absolutely nothing, and they could still win this series. If they don't get anything, like if they get nothing from Tristan Thompson, the series will be, they won't win.
But I think Zaza's going to play a lot more. He's going to play a crucial role. He's going to play a lot more minutes.
What?
He's going to play a lot more. He's going to have to.
I don't think he'll play more than 20 a night.
It's not how many minutes you get. It's how
when those minutes are.
No, it's how you produce when you get those minutes. Like if all right, 4 quarters. If he plays good for 5 minutes a quarter, if he holds Tristan Thompson to like 1 or 2, like 2 to 4 rebounds. When he's in.
I also do think that Kevin Love will be checking him on defense. On the other end. Like, he'll be guarded by Kevin Love.
Oh, yeah, well, of course, because what the hell is Zaza going to do offensively?
Yeah, and Tristan Thompson should probably guard Draymond. That's a better matchup for Cavs.
Cleveland.
Yeah, probably worse for the Warriors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you want Kevin Love to be...
Like, if Kevin Love is guarding Draymond Green, Draymond, go to work. Like,
yeah, he'll get a triple-double without even trying.
Like, go to work. Like, come on.
He probably gets real big and it's like, oh, triple-double time. It's happening.
Quickly.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin Love guard Draymond, he might mess around and get a quadruple double.
I really wanted him to get that quad this year because there's only been 3 in the history of the NBA. I was really hoping he'd get it.
Well, he'll get one eventually.
I don't think so.
He'll get one.
I think it's going to be tough to get one. And so let's move on to the bench. So in your opinion, who do you think has a deeper bench and a better bench?
Well, the deeper bench goes to probably Cleveland.
Yeah, I totally agree. I mean, you got Darren Williams, you got Kyle Korver, you got Channing Frye, you got Shumpert. They got
You said
Derek Williams.
if he plays.
Yeah, I mean, he's not going to play a lot. If he's playing, they're in trouble.
If he plays. Like,
If Derek Williams is in any of the games, it's either because they're winning by a lot or they're losing by a lot.
or they just need, or Tyronn Lewis is desperate and he needs a spark.
Yeah. I mean, but yeah, I actually like their second unit a lot. Like when they bring out, Darren Williams and Shumpert and Kyle Korver and Channing Frye, and then if they want to put I don't know,
Once somebody on the starting unit stays in.
LeBron probably.
Somebody in the starting unit stays
Tristan
in.
Thompson.
One of those two stay in.
Yeah. Or Kevin Love. I don't know, he's a Channing Frye would be kind of redundant. You don't really need them both out there.
Yeah, you got two big men who essentially do the same thing, pick and pop.
Yeah, Channing Frye might be a better shooter. It's close.
That's debatable. But,
Yeah. And then with the Warriors, I mean, they got Iguodala, and then they got...
Ian Clark.
Come on.
When Ian Clark, don't sleep on Ian Clark.
Anyways, Sean Livingston, Andre Iguodala, McGee,
David West, Ian Clark.
Oh, and doesn't Patrick McCaw start for them?
Start.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? Start.
Patrick McCaw started for them a bunch of games.
So did Ian Clark.
Against the Spurs.
What's your point?
Patrick McCaw started for the Spurs, against the Spurs, right?
When?
In game 4.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did.
Why would he start when they have
because Zaza was hurt. They didn't start McGee in game 4. Patrick McCaw started at the 3, and they moved Kevin Durant to the 4, and they had Draymond Green play the 5.
What?
Yeah, look it up. That's who started that game.
So
in game 4.
So when you have Iguodala on the bench,
he was hurt.
He's hurt. He was hurt.
Yeah, he didn't play in that game.
Are you sure?
Positive. He's not hurt now. I'm sure he's good now, but he was hurt in that game. He didn't play in game 4.
Patrick McCaw started.
Yeah.
Wow.
In game 4. Look it up, man. Are you look it up?
No, I'm not looking it up.
He's gonna take my word for it.
No, but I'm not. It's not worth looking up.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna prove myself right. And
It doesn't happen often.
Yeah, no. Usually I'm just wrong. And who do you think bench has to play better in order to win?
Cleveland's.
Yeah.
Golden State's bench has been together over the last 3 years. Like, who's missing from their bench besides Barbosa?
I don't know actually. Barbosa, Andrew Bogut started.
He started.
I guess, yeah. Sean,
Like that bench has been together for the last 3 years.
Patrick McCaw started.
That's very smart. Well, the series was over anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, Patrick McCaw, he played 17 minutes and started the game. This actually starting line was pretty fun. But yeah, they're both to the bench. I mean, Iguodala, Matt Barnes, Andre Iguodala.
Well, Matt Barnes is on that. He is on that team.
Sean Livingston. I think Sean Livingston and Iguodala are obviously and David West are their most important role players to come off their bench. Those guys have to give them something.
If JaVale McGee doesn't start, I think JaVale McGee, because of his athleticism and youth.
He's not that young.
He's younger than David West.
Okay. Good point.
I
think Joe McGee might be over 30.
If he's right at 30.
Because he's been in the league for a while. Yeah, he's 29. He turns 30 in January.
Yeah,
He just turned 29.
So he's younger than Livingston. He's younger than Iguodala.
He ain't younger than Livingston.
No bet.
Sean Livingston's like a little bit older than him, I think. Or a little bit younger than him. Sean Livingston came out of high school.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, he's 31.
Yeah.
And his birthday's coming up, too.
Yeah. So he's younger than Livingston. He's younger than Iguodala. You want to check that one, too?
I got you on that one.
Okay.
And yeah, he's younger than David West. He's not younger than Ian Clark, though.
He's not younger than Ian Clark.
No. All right, I got one.
Or Patrick McCaw.
All right, good for me. And Dante Jones is probably older than him. Who's on the Cavs?
Who's on the Cavs? Dante Jones doesn't even play.
There's James Jones, and he went to 7 straight finals.
He's going. No one talks about that. Like,
I saw it on the internet. They got the meme where he's like the GOAT, and it's James Jones. It's like 7 straight finals.
No one talks about that. Like James Jones has been like so. LeBron is not the only one who's gone to 7 straight finals. James Jones has been right there with him.
But James Jones doesn't play.
He's been right. Hey, it doesn't matter. He's been there. He's been right there with him.
He doesn't even play. He doesn't play.
He's been right there. He doesn't play since he's come to Cleveland.
He never played. He didn't play much in Miami.
Oh, yes, he did.
Those maybe the first 2.
Yes,
When they got Ray
did.
Allen, they didn't need him anymore.
So, okay, that's Ray Allen.
Yeah, James Jones didn't get to play.
It's Ray Allen.
James Jones got banished to the bench and never came back.
Doesn't matter. He's still a 2-time champion.
He's got 3.
He's got 3.
4.
3.
4. He's got 2 with the Heat the first time, and then he's got one with the Wade one with Shaq.
He was he on that team?
I'm pretty sure. And then he got the Cleveland one last year. So yeah, he's got 4 rings.
Holy shit.
Pretty sure.
Was he on that one?
I feel like 99% sure that he was definitely on that team.
James Jones. James Jones is a 3-time champ. 2012, 2013, and 2016.
He wasn't on that team?
He was not on the first Wade championship team.
I could have sworn he was.
He was
I guess
not.
not. All right. Oh, he won the 3-point champion.
No, in 2006, he was on Phoenix.
Phoenix, and nobody remembers anything he did there.
Nope.
Good for
Yeah,
him.
he is a 3-point champion.
Yeah, in 2011.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it the year that the Boston Celtics, and they were like, and he said like, about time we beat you guys in something? When he was
Maybe. I don't know. I don't even know what James Jones
I'm pretty sure that like after he beat when he won the 3-point contest, he like turned to the bench. He's like, man, it's about time we beat you guys in something. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, no, like yeah, Cleveland's bench has to perform. Like I think it was one game. Again, granted, it's Boston and
You're talking about D-Will
no, it
having
was,
15 points in the first half.
no, it was Kyle Korver. He played like 12, maybe 13 minutes. Didn't even take a shot. That's definitely going to change.
Kyle Korver is going to play a lot of minutes in this series.
in this
He's
finals.
more important than J.R. Smith, I think,
Stop it.
offensively.
Stop it. No, he's not.
Yes, he is, dude.
Kyle Korver is okay. If his shot's not falling, what else can he do? What else can he do? At least J.R. Smith
He could
can
be
get
the distraction.
At least J.R. Smith can get his own shot.
Yeah.
J.R. Smith can put the ball on the floor. He can get his own shot.
He used to do 360 layups all the time. J.R. Smith used to be so much fun. You remember how fun J.R. Smith used to be?
Yeah, I remember how fun.
When he was in Denver and nothing mattered, he would try all kinds of crazy
And then
stuff.
he went to New York, and then nothing mattered there either. So yeah.
Yeah, he would always like clown around and like try to like 360 and then
And
lay it up.
And his youthful days when he was in New Orleans, where nothing definitely mattered there either. So yeah, I definitely remember how fun J.R. Smith used to be.
Yeah, and then he won the title and then wear a shirt for a month. So Bob had to call him like, "Yo,
Like when you come to this White House, I want you to put a shirt on.
oh, I miss Obama so much."
Don't. Let's not go there. But yeah, Cleveland's bench has to perform. They have to like. Darren Williams has to show up. This is his first finals. I think he's gonna be good. Cause he's also.
It's also Kyle Korver's first final appearance.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Right. I think who.
They're both on. That's weird because they were both on Utah back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Kyle Korver and
Darren Williams.
yeah,
And then they just ran into Kobe a lot.
Kobe and the Spurs and the Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, they just kept running.
They ran into the better teams in the West. Yeah.
Yeah. It
Well,
happens.
they have money to spend. Yeah, it happens.
It
You know?
happens.
And Amino Hashim's Phoenix Suns.
Yeah, it happens.
And Steve Kerr's Phoenix Suns when they got Shaq.
Phoenix Suns.
And they had the Mavericks too. You know, they didn't have. And they had Carlos Boozer too. Man, that Utah team should have.
Not have done.
They probably should have done what they did.
Yeah, you're right. They did exactly what they did.
All right, so I totally agree. I think Cleveland's bench has to be better. I think the Golden State Warriors can win the series with their bench giving them nothing, or not a whole lot, outside of like Livingston and Iguodala.
Livingston causes matchup problems. He's 6'7". He's 6'7" point guard.
He takes people in the post and it causes problems.
Yeah. No guard on Cleveland can check Sean Livingston. No point guard on Cleveland can check Sean Livingston.
I don't think they have they'd have to put J.R. Smith on him probably, or
If they're in the game at the same time.
Or Shumpert.
If they're in the game at the same time, yes. Because if anyone not named those guys, if it's Kyrie or if it's D. Will guarding Sean Livingston, he's just gonna post them up. And
Don't they have that other point guard too? That younger guy? K Felder? Yeah.
No, like they probably cut their roster down to whatever it is for playoffs. Was it 12?
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
Poor K Felder.
He might get a ring though.
He will get a ring. He played. He was on the roster for like 50% of the season.
If they win.
Yeah. Yeah. I think K Felder's still on the team.
But I'm saying like he doesn't.
He's not on the team. No, never mind. But Dante Jones may play a little bit. Oh my God! I forgot about the Jeff, dude.
Yeah, we did forget about Richard Jefferson. How the hell did we forget about Richard
Because he's old and not as good anymore.
And he's also on the bench, isn't he?
Yeah, he doesn't start. Yeah, of course. You're not gonna start Richard the Jeff Jefferson.
I don't know. They might start him at 2.
No. Why?
They might. I don't know.
If they're about to get swept, maybe.
If they do that, that actually boosts Cleveland's second unit by putting JR on at
And what about their starting unit?
So what you have Jefferson at the 2.
No.
You just have him guard Clay.
Well, I don't know why you would do that.
Why not?
Why would you just start J.R. Smith and just bring Richard the Jeff Jefferson off the bench?
Stop calling him that. No one calls him that. It's not a nickname. It's a dumb nickname.
No, it's perfect.
It's not.
He looks like the Jeff.
What the hell is the Jeff?
He's the guy named Jeff.
It's so stupid.
He looks like a guy that should be named Jeff.
No, he does. His name's Richard.
Yeah, the Jeff.
A nickname doesn't include your name.
It doesn't.
Any part of your name. First or last.
Richard the Jeff Jefferson. Come on, dude, it's fun.
It's not.
And when I said it, you even knew who I was talking about.
So, no.
I said the Jeff. I didn't say his name. You knew right away. You're like, oh, we forgot about Richard Jefferson, so it's stuck.
Because you're the only one that calls him that horrible name. Horrible name.
And I have some friends back home that call him the Jeff, too.
That's why they're your friends. They're not mine.
They all love the Jeff.
They don't. They probably love the nickname more. You probably love that nickname more than you love him.
Yeah, you're probably right.
And it's sad. That's awful.
I do like Richard Jefferson. I just like the Jeff better.
No.
And I have more of an attachment to him since he's the Jeff now.
Why?
When Richard Jefferson gets in the game, I get super excited, dude. I see him there, and I wait for him to get a rebound, and I'm like, oh my God, here in the Jeff, he's going to get off.
No one calls him that. No one in the sports world calls him that.
I'm in the sports world, and I call him
that. You are not officially in the sports world. People that matter.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. All right, we spent a lot of time wasting a lot of time on the Jeff. So let's move on to the fan bases. So both these fan bases are pretty good, yeah.
They're both equally annoying, yes.
Yeah, Cleveland fans are.
They're both equally annoying. Golden State fans are more annoying because they are just like, it's like they just came out of nowhere since Golden State's been good.
Well, I mean, that happens all the time. Anytime a team gets good out of nowhere or gets a player that kind of transcends their fan base.
It's like when did you become a Warriors fan? Oh, when they won their first championship. Yeah, no, you're a bandwagon fan. That's not. Yeah.
Well, I did like them when they had like Baron Davis and Steven Jackson and Monte Ellis.
That was the squad, like that.
When they had the old like logo.
Yeah, like
I loved that old logo.
That was a gritty.
Yeah.
Like
and they had Andre Bindras, who
like,
had the
like
worst
I swear
free
to
throw.
God, if you show a Warriors fan right now a picture of Baron Davis, they wouldn't even know who the hell he was.
Andre Bindras.
That too.
Yeah,
Daniel Foyle. Remember him? Remember Daniel Foyle?
No. No, I don't actually.
You really don't? Oh
no.
my God. He was on the Warriors.
Yeah. Andre Bindras kind of looked like Hitler a little bit.
What?
Yeah.
When?
When he was on the basketball court. When he was struggling at the free throw line.
He was one dude was blonde. He had black hair, jet black hair.
I know what Hitler looked like.
How the hell do you compare Andre Bindras to?
Because he had like a weird mustache.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did, dude.
He had a baby face.
I can't even spell his name.
Moving on. Moving on. Cleveland's fan base is Yeah, they're just irritating. No, there's no Hitler comparison whatsoever. None.
Yeah, dude, he does.
For those listening, he just showed me a picture of Andre Bergers. Like, yeah, he doesn't look like Hitler.
Look at the images that come in when you type.
Like, what is that?
It's Andre Peterson when you type in his Arias and you type in his name and you look up images. This is what comes up.
Oh my god! Maybe it's because you spelled his last name wrong.
No, I didn't spell it that badly wrong.
It was pretty bad, but yeah. Cleveland's fan base, they go from burning LeBron's jersey for 4 years to welcoming him back with open arms, like they didn't burn his jersey. Like they did.
And Daniel Gilbert, he still had that letter up on that website until like the day after he signed.
Like they welcomed him back, like they didn't burn his jersey, like they didn't hold up posters saying we don't want you to come back, like all this calling him out his name. But that, like, props for LeBron for being the bigger man, for actually coming back.
He got one for the land.
Yeah, he got one for the land when he shouldn't even have one for the land. But that's neither here nor there.
You're definitely not.
Huh?
Yeah, it's definitely here, not here or there.
That's neither here nor there. But yeah, like both fan bases, like both players on both teams, they both thrive off playing off the crowd. I think Oracle might be louder than the Q. I'm not even gonna go there.
What's this?
Oracle's definitely louder than
the Q.
The Q.
Well, I think it's built to be like a louder stadium in general. I think they're acoustically the way it's set up.
Yeah, I definitely think. Fan bases in.
But I mean, Cleveland, they're going to be out there. They're going to be represented. I mean, Cleveland, if their Cleveland teams are good, they always show up. Like they're going to be like rowdy. You know, like
What'd
they're going
to. What was that first statement?
What, you mean the team is good?
Like you said, Cleveland teams.
Yeah, when they're good. Like when the Browns were good, like 30 years ago. 40 years ago. You know, the dog pound, like they're always pretty passionate about the Cleveland Browns, even though they stink.
Well, yeah.
And what about the Indians? Like, whenever the Indians are good, people get crazy. And, the Cleveland,
what else?
I don't know.
That's it?
They got the Blue Jackets, but that's Columbus.
That's Columbus.
It's close to Cleveland. Kind of. It's
Maybe.
in the same state, so I'm sure they...
Yeah, Cleveland doesn't have a hockey team, so they probably do root for...
Blue Jackets.
The Blue Jackets.
Yeah. Or the Blackhawks.
Yeah.
Because it's close.
Or the Red Wings.
Or the Penguins.
No, it's too far.
No, it's not, dude. It's like right in the middle.
It's too far. They're not going that far east to cheer for a damn hockey team.
Dude, I don't think you understand hockey, people.
I think I do.
You do?
I think so.
Okay, well,
yeah.
Hockey fans, I don't know. What is happening here?
I don't know, but moving on.
All right, moving on to the coaches. So we got Mike Brown, probably.
Mike Brown, he's just a mouthpiece.
But he still has to make game decisions.
He's just a mouthpiece. Steve Kerr's in the locker room somewhere.
Yes, but during the game, he still has to make X and O decisions.
And who does Mike Brown go to for that?
Kevin Durant?
No, Steve Kerr.
No, he can't. How they can meet? Like, you think he calls him on the phone with his cell phone?
No,
you think they have like
we saw in Game 1 against the Spurs, Steve Kerr in the locker room.
I'm talking about on the court side during games.
During the game, Steve Kerr still sets the game plan, and Mike Brown just goes off of that.
Yeah. But when you call a timeout and you need to run an out of bounds play, or if you need to get a basket, somebody has to draw up that stuff.
I bet money Steve Kerr has all of that set in stone for Mike Brown.
You think he knows what plays he wants to run in every situation? He has them all set up.
Yes, I think so. I think he does.
You think Brown just pulls out a video like this is what Steve Kerr wants, and then he just shows them a video of the play. He doesn't even draw.
No.
You draw it up. He doesn't
Probably
draw.
Just has it already pre-drawn. Like he doesn't erase anything. Just has it pre-drawn.
He's got like a bunch of different clipboards.
Yeah,
That's like all
right. So what's the situation?
He wants this play.
He wants this one right here. Because Game 1, everybody talked about how in Game 1 it looked really bad on Mike Brown's point that Steve Kerr had to get those guys fired up in his condition.
You know that Steve Kerr was there before the game started.
Doesn't matter. Mike Brown still, like, to your point, Mike Brown's still out there. He still he still has to quote unquote call plays and
yeah, he does at
stuff.
some point. I'm sure Mike Brown draws up stuff at some point at one point or another.
At one point or another.
But I mean, Tyronn Lue is he just a mouthpiece too?
No, Tyron. Wait, you mean for LeBron?
Yeah.
Everybody's mouthpiece for LeBron. He runs that franchise.
So LeBron James is the coach, the GM.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Like, not even joking. Like, he really is.
So it's Steve Kerr from behind the scenes, and so both the coaches are irrelevant that are going to be coaching in this series.
In my eyes, yes. Tyronn Lue answers to LeBron. Hey, LeBron, you want to come out? No, Ty, I got this. I'm good. Hey, or
I scratched it. You know, he ran another play. I scrapped it. Couldn't do it. Give me the ball.
But I will give LeBron this. He does respect Tyronn Lue more than he respected David Blatt. He didn't even want David Blatt in the first place.
Well, I don't think that's saying very much at all. David Blatt looked like he was not having a good time. Every time they showed it, it looked like. You ever seen those pictures of Eric Mangini when he was coaching the Browns?
I mean, who wouldn't have a good time coaching the damn Cleveland Browns? Like,
But Eric Mangini looked really.
Like if you're a head coach, like how would you feel knowing a team hired you when the best player on that team didn't even want you and he wanted your assistant? How would you like react to that? Like how would you give it?
I would feel like I was playing with house money. I'd just be like, whatever happens here, I'm gonna get fired anyways at some point. I'm just gonna have some fun with this. Be like, I coached LeBron. Nobody can ever take that away from me.
I just hate how the LeBron appreciators of the world always throw when they compare LeBron to Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Jordan got 4 coaches fired. Well, so did LeBron. He got Mike Brown fired. He got David. He called for David Blatt getting fired.
That's 2.
It doesn't matter. Like whatever Jordan's reason, whatever the reasons those coaches that with the Bulls got fired, probably wasn't because of Jordan himself. It was probably because they weren't winning the damn thing. Did they ever think about that?
You ever think about that with the way the Cavs got fired? You know, Mike Brown was actually winning games.
Mike Brown was winning games, and
he's a better coach. They're actually really the Warriors are quote unquote fortunate that they have somebody with so much experience that can just step in and be the coach. I mean, he's probably gonna have to be their coach next year.
He might take over.
Yeah,
he might have to take over full time.
Mm-hmm.
They might have to remove that interim tag. Given
he doesn't have that right now, I don't think.
Yeah, he does.
I think he's just the coach.
No,
it's an interim. I've never seen.
It's interim.
Because we talked about this before. I think Steve Kerr's done.
I'm. All seriousness, I hope he's not. It's
like you made a pact with the devil. You can coach the Warriors for a few seasons, but then your health is going to deteriorate.
And it's and we've also debated about this. In my opinion, Steve Kerr he would be he's a Hall of Famer if he never coaches a game again. Considering what he did with that, even though the team was
Mark Jackson.
Mark Jackson's
gonna have to announce every single game in the series.
That's gonna be how do you think that he feels
I'm sure he's cool with it, dude.
Probably now he's made peace with it, but I guarantee
at first it probably was
I guarantee that
this
that
is
first,
my team,
that
these are my players.
That first championship, he had to feel a little animosity.
He's gonna have to announce every single game.
A little animosity towards that organization.
They threw me out. I was winning games. They just threw me out.
Yeah, his last season he went 51-31, and they gave him the boot.
Well, they didn't they get bounced by the Clippers and after that Daniel Snyder stuff, and then he got fired, or was that the season after that?
That's the season after that, I think. I don't think the Clippers have ever beat the Warriors in the playoffs.
Yeah, they did. That the season with the Daniel Snyder stuff. Not Daniel Snyder. That's the guy from the Redskins. What is that guy's name? It don't matter. It don't matter. But when that happened, they beat the Warriors in 7 games or 6.
Was that the year Houston came back? No, it wasn't.
Yes, it is. Pretty sure. That's the same season.
If that's the case, that wasn't the.
No.
Golden State in the conference
finals. That's 3 years ago. No, this is the year before even that. Because Steve Kerr was the coach of that.
Yeah,
team.
that's when he took over. That was his first.
Yeah, so
that was his first year.
What was that guy? What was the former owner of the? What was the former owner of the Clippers? What was his name?
It wasn't Stern.
No, he's the. That was. Oh my God.
Steve Ballmer. He's so energetic. Sterling.
Yeah, Donald Sterling. Yes, there you go. Yes, I just wrote in racist Clippers owner. It came right up.
I just typed in Clippers owner, and Ballmer popped up. Then I scrolled down, and then that
Well,
was
if you just put the word racist in there, you would have found it faster.
maybe.
You know, when he heckled Baron Davis and such.
That is, oh my God.
You sign him to a max contract, then you have heckle him on the court side and talk about how fat he is all the time.
Okay, so his last year they went 51-31. They lost in the first round to was it San Antonio?
It had to be the Clippers. It had to be. Because I'm pretty sure that's the Donald Sterling season. But I don't really matter. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, Mark Jackson's going to have to announce the games. But if you had to pick between those two coaches, who would you rather have?
Well, if it was Steve Kerr on that bench, Steve Kerr.
No. Yeah, well, it's not. It's
But if this
Mike Brown versus Tyronn Lue. Give me Mike Brown, I guess. I don't know. It's close.
It was the Clippers. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
That was crazy. They were 51-31. They were 60. That tells you something about the Western Conference right there. Wow. Tyronn Lue benefits from coaching the team that he coaches. Mike Brown's just the interim, but he also has more head coaching experience than Ty Lue. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, Tyronn Lue's only been a coach for a season and a half.
So I'm gonna have to, experience-wise, I'm gonna have to go Mike Brown, but I don't feel comfortable about that.
I'll take Mike Brown too, but I don't think this series isn't going to come down to coaching. I don't think. I think it would come down to execution between the players more than anything else. So let's make a prediction. I guess I'm going to take the Cavs in 7. Since I bought my LeBron James jersey, LeBron's only lost one playoff game.
Okay.
You know, just saying.
A game he didn't show up in.
Yeah, he was sick.
Sick.
Yeah. I did air
like that
quotes.
one. I like that one.
He was sick. That's what the Jeff said.
No, he wasn't. That man wasn't sick. One of them. He just didn't show up.
So you think the Jeff was lying?
I definitely think he was lying. Like, don't make excuses for that, man. Come on now.
You gonna throw the Jeff under the bus like that?
Quickly.
Man, for all the Jeff cared about you and
What he care about when?
when he calls you, the Jeff, dude.
Man.
The Jeff seems like a guy who would care about other people.
Mm-hmm. Like, oh, Darren Williams was sick. He didn't show up for shoot around. Maybe LeBron got... No, don't make excuses for him. He just didn't show up.
He was just bad in that one game.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Like, after Michael Jordan did what he did with the flu, I don't want to hear excuses about people being sick.
Yeah, sick as... Yeah, what about Gordon Hayward when he was throwing up?
Did he still play?
No, I think he checked out of the game. He didn't play. Gordon Hayward got sick, and then he was puking in the halftime, and then they had to bench him.
That was an executive decision. I guarantee if Gordon Hayward wanted to go back after he was done puking his brains out and replenished all the fluids that he lost, he probably would have said, "Put me back in, coach."
Well, we don't really know Gordon Hayward
We
like
don't
that.
really know Gordon Hayward like that, but yeah.
Yeah, I haven't spent a lot of time with him.
I'm going... Okay, so because there's money to be made in this whole dig, I'm probably going to say Warriors in 7, but I wouldn't be surprised if Golden State came out with a blitzkrieg and this thing is over in 5. I'm so serious.
So what do they lose game 3 and they just win the rest of them?
No, I think this is going to be like similar to, well, like eerie similar, but like more competitive to like last year. I think this is legit going to be like 3-1 Golden State.
Wouldn't it be great if it ended up being 3-1 Cavaliers and the Warriors came back and won? That'd be sweet, dude.
That'd be, oh my God. Like, yeah, I think the LeBron Jordan comparisons would definitely have to end at that point, if that's the case. Like, Like that. Come on, like they
Or-
legit would have.
I do think when LeBron is retired, he's going to be probably a top 3 player of all time. Top 5 maybe.
Like they're putting him in there right now, and it's just like, can the guy just
stop?
Can he just like keep doing what he's doing?
I don't think but like really comparing him with like what? Why can't we compare him to like like Kareem? Why can't we like compare him to like Magic first before we get to like Michael? Like also we could just skip everybody else.
And everybody's come out and said like multiple people, or more people have come out and said like, I don't think it's fair to compare him to Jordan. Like we have to compare him to Magic because of the
skill set,
the play style. Like everybody talking about something like he's bigger, faster, stronger than Jordan. Yeah, okay, but I guarantee you put Mike in his prime and you have LeBron in his prime. I guarantee Jordan comes out victorious in that matchup.
I think it'd be close, but
it'll be close. But Jordan wins that matchup. Period.
Yeah, he's also a better shooter. I mean, LeBron relies a lot on his other teammates and stuff.
LeBron also relies on getting to the basket. I don't think Jordan's going to let him just bully his way to the basket.
Well, I mean, yeah.
Jordan won the Defensive Player of the Year for a reason. In a much tougher NBA.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah. I mean, LeBron is playing in a much
softer, weaker NBA.
Yeah, after Draymond Green's flop,
Yeah, I'm flopping all over the universe. Seen that vine? That's a funny vine.
No, I haven't seen it.
It's a vine. It's
He's flopping all over the universe. Draymond Green?
Has him flopping like out of space and all this stuff. It's pretty hilarious.
I'll have to check that out later. All right, let's move on to... So we're going to move away from the NBA Finals. Let's talk a little bit about this first pick for Boston, briefly. If you're Boston, what do you do with it? I'm probably not trading it for Jimmy Butler.
Why? Who's
I'm not trading it for another player in the NBA right now.
Why?
I think Markelle Fultz is gonna be big time, and I think if you can develop him and like you don't have to give up any other assets, because if you're trading for let's just hypothetically say it's Jimmy Butler, you're not there. You think the Bulls are gonna give up just a first round pick back? Not to mention the contract have to match. So they gotta match like $23 million in salary cap in order to even take on that salary. So that means Avery Bradley probably who's developed into a really nice offensive player, and probably Jay Crowder, and Jonas Jerebko. I bet just to make the money work. So you're giving up 2 starters plus that pick for Jimmy Butler.
You get Jimmy Butler. You also make a run at Gordon Hayward.
You can get him in free agency.
That's exactly.
So Gordon Hayward plays the 3 and then Jimmy Butler plays the 2, or the other way around?
No, Jimmy Butler plays the 2, which is his natural position in the first place.
He's 6'7", he can play either one. But
yeah, Gordon, you can flip flop and you'd be happy either way. But if I'm Boston, here's how I look at it. You got Al Horford. He's on the wrong side. He's officially on the wrong side of 30. If he hasn't been already. You got Isaiah Thomas, who's gonna be 30.
Yep. They're gonna have to make a decision on him in 2 seasons too.
Jay Crowder, he's
fairly young.
He's fairly young. He's not 30 yet. He might be close.
I don't think he is that close. I could be wrong.
Same thing with Avery Bradley.
Avery Bradley's like 26, I think.
So almost 30.
Jay Crowder is 26. He turns 27 in July. So yeah, he's still pretty young.
Not to mention Kelly Olynyk, who's also older.
Avery Bradley's 26. He turns 27 in November. Kelly Olynyk isn't that old.
He's a 4-year dude out of Gonzaga. So he was already 22 when he came into the league. And he's been in there
He's 26. He turns 27 in April.
I say he's been there at least 4. He's been out of school for at least 4 years now. So.
And you got Terry Rozier, who's a nice young player.
Also, spent he's 3-4 years at Louisville. Put it this way, you have a team who's built to win now.
He's 23.
You have a team who's ready to win. You have guys on that team who's ready to win now. You're not gonna beat Cleveland because that's the standard right now in the East, beating Cleveland. You're not gonna beat Cleveland with Markelle Fultz.
No.
Or Josh Jackson, if they don't trade the pick, who should go number 1 overall. Because that fills a hole for them that they desperately need, and something they desperately lack, athleticism. Josh Jackson is super athletic.
So you play him at the 4?
You put him at the 3.
What do you do with Crowder then? Move him to the 4?
Everybody, move him to whatever. or have Josh Jackson come off the bench. Because
you don't think Jay Crowder's that good?
No.
No? Yeah, I kind of agree with you. I've always kind of felt he was a little bit overrated.
He's a second-round pick for a reason.
Yeah, he's like, what was it, Damari Carroll? No, not Damari Carroll. Who's the guy that was on Atlanta a few years ago?
Damari Carroll?
Now he's on the Raptors.
Damari Carroll.
Yeah, he reminds me of like Damari Carroll a little bit. I don't know if it's just the hair or any of it.
It's probably just the hair.
Yeah, so, but I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's elite at any one thing. I think he can score a little bit. He can defend, but
that he can do just enough to consider him to be in the conversation.
Yeah.
So like
he's good enough to start.
If you draft one of these young guys, you're definitely gonna take a step back because you're gonna have to work. Like you're gonna have to choose. Like, are you gonna contend, or do you want to take the time to develop this young player that you got? Because having a young player learn on the fly is probably the worst thing you can do when you're a contending team.
It can be done if you manage it correctly, but yeah, it's difficult. But also, they have let's not forget, let's see Boston trades this pick away. They have
Brooklyn's pick next year,
and they have the right to swap next. No, it's the right to swap next year, and then they have the one after that, I think.
And Brooklyn's going to be probably the worst team in the league again.
Unless they spend money in free agency,
which they won't, because no one wants to go to Brooklyn and lose.
Unless they find a way to lure some people and throw money, absurd amount of money.
No one wants to go to Brooklyn
and lose.
Especially
when the coach is.
Who's the coach? Kenny Atkinson?
Yeah, still. Brook Lopez is stuck there. Jerry Lin. Who else they got? Who else on the team? They got Ron Hollis Jefferson still?
Yeah, he's still there.
All right, there you go.
Karis LeVert, he was a rookie.
Yeah, so they're going to stink. So they have the right to swap. So they might get the first pick next year, too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I mean, if you trade this one away, it's not the end of the world.
So let's just look at, who could have been on the Nets over the last, let's say, 3 years? Mm-hmm. Could have had Jaylen Brown.
No, I think that, yeah.
Could have had Jaylen Brown.
No,
they could have had Jaylen Brown.
How did Boston get that pick? Because you can only trade first round picks in the back-to-back seasons.
They finished in the top 3.
Yeah, but how do they have
Ben Simmons draft?
Is this the swap year?
Yeah, the Ben Simmons.
This is the swap one.
Yeah, they swapped this year.
Okay, so next year they just get that.
The Ben Simmons draft. Jaylen Brown could have been he could have been the Brooklyn Net. It's already been said. Like Jaylen Brown could have been in Brooklyn. They could have had whoever's they could have whoever this first year is gonna be.
Didn't they get 2 years ago too?
Who was it 2 years ago?
Terry Rozier, or was it even before that?
Terry Rozier, Terry Rozier's gonna make or break your team.
I think he's an interesting player. If I was the Bulls and I was trading Jimmy Butler, I'd want him.
Why?
I just think he's a developmental guy. He can play a little bit. I think Terry Rozier could develop into something.
To what?
A starting caliber point guard in the NBA.
He really
or off the bench and give you some depth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'd want him in the trade.
I would not. Keep his ass in Boston.
Don't have to swear at him. Leave him alone. All right. He had some moments in the Eastern Conference Finals. He looked like he could play a little.
Wow. I would too. I could shine too if I'm down 40 and I'm just playing at free will.
All right, yeah.
When you down 40 and you on the court and your team down 40, everybody got the green light. Nothing matters at that point anymore.
Yeah, all right, fine, that's fair. Touche.
Yeah.
So, TJ, you're right as always. Nobody should ever question your logic about anything ever.
So if I'm Boston, I highly consider trading that pick because the goal is to beat LeBron. Drafting
or just draft enough players so you could wait out until LeBron's done.
I'm afraid that's what Danny Ainge is doing. That probably would explain why he didn't make a move at the deadline. But if you trade that pick and you get a Jimmy Butler or you get a Paul George and you also make a run at Gordon Hayward, that would definitely help luring Gordon Hayward away from Utah, even though he can make the most money
in Utah. You know what would be even more interesting? Well, let's say before the draft. Let's say the Knicks waive Melo before the draft.
And they try to get Melo?
Yeah, on the cheap. Because he's already getting paid. So if they end up with Melo, they wouldn't necessarily need to trade for Jimmy Butler. I mean, they could still.
But
yeah, that would. Man, I really I do think that's the way Carmelo Anthony's situation ends.
Him getting waived and him signing somewhere else.
Yeah, I think they're gonna waive him.
I mean,
at some point,
it is what it is. But yeah, like I look at it. My best player, Isaiah Thomas, he's
29.
He's
29,
28, between 28 and 30.
He's got 2 years left on his current deal, and then they're gonna have to make a decision on him.
And if
I don't think he's a max player.
And by drafting Markelle Fultz, that tells me that you're not fully committed to.
Unless you play him at the 2, and then what do you do with Avery Bradley at that point?
What, bring him? Oh, who? Like, so you would have to keep Isaiah at the 1, and you have to put Fultz at the 2.
Yeah, and Avery Bradley's been. He was awesome this season. Like in the playoffs, like he was really he played well.
He was easily a top 3 or 4 player in the playoffs. Like I don't know where it came from.
Yeah, like when Isaiah Thomas went down, like Avery Bradley really played well.
Don't know where it came from. It's just like
all of a sudden he can score. Like what?
It's like what? Like dude, come on now. Like what? Like really?
Yeah, I mean all of a sudden he decided he wanted to score. You know, nothing wrong with that.
No. Yeah, I'll take that back. There's a lot wrong with that. Like it's like he picked and choose when to turn it on. It's like.
Well, I mean, sometimes the rim just looks really big, and you just shoot and it just goes in. It's just something you can do.
That's just yes.
Yeah, you know, sometimes you just get lucky.
Like sometimes the rim just looks bigger than what. Sometimes the rim just looks big. That's what be going on.
I mean, that does happen. Where you just all of a sudden you're just feeling it, and you're just shooting like you could shoot it from like your car and still make it.
So is that how you explain Linsanity when he went off for that?
Yeah.
That 2-week stretch.
Yeah, well, I mean, when you're in the groove, like
when you're in the groove, you just look untouchable.
Like, you could pull up from like anywhere. You'd be like, oh, this is going in.
It's like, damn, man, hey, that mouth felt good. Like that, shit, like that felt great. Like, that felt really good shooting that one.
You know what you're talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like you sometimes when you hit like 2 or 3 in a row, like
I've had a couple of.
You just feel like on fire. You can shoot it from anywhere.
I've had a couple of those.
Yeah.
But if I'm Boston, if I'm Danny Ainge, I look at my team. I have a team who's ready to win right now. Like the window is open right now. I don't want to wait for LeBron to retire
because he may never.
Because
he might play till he's 80.
That means waiting another
5 seasons,
3 or 4.
Okay.
That means waiting another 3 to 5 more seasons for LeBron to sit down.
You know how old your team's gonna be in 5 seasons?
Like Isaiah Thomas, and if he's 29, 30, that means he's 33, 34. He can't do like that. Explosiveness is not what it is anymore. Al Horford's probably 36. Who knows? Like
Al Horford's almost like probably 40.
Like that. So I'm trading for a guy who can help me win right now.
Yeah. Isaiah Thomas is 28.
Okay, so he'd be 35. Waiting another 3 to 5.
34.
He'd be 34. So I'm trading for a guy who can help me win right now because I have a team that can help me win right now. I'm not drafting Markelle Fultz. I'm not drafting Lonzo Ball. I might consider if I don't trade it. The only one I do draft.
Al Horford's birthday's in 5 days.
I don't care.
Happy birthday, Al Horford.
Don't care. Only one I do if I don't trade that pick. The only one I am considering drafting is Josh Jackson because his athleticism is out the roof.
I also think I think teams get in a lot of trouble. I think if you don't trade the pick, you take the best player in the draft, no matter who it is, what position.
Oh.
I don't think you care what the position is.
No, after a certain point, it becomes you take the best player.
Because I mean, Isaiah Thomas is going to be his contract's up in 2 seasons, and they have to kind of make a decision on him. And if you have Markelle Fultz, if you do take him, if he's the best player in the draft, which by many standards he is.
I mean,
he has the most potential. He can shoot the basketball. He can take you off the dribble.
I'm sorry, I can't consider a guy the best player in the draft when his team went 9-22.
I mean, Ben Simmons' team wasn't good either.
But he doubled his win total. He doubled Markelle Fultz's win total when he was at LSU, of all places, in the SEC.
In Washington, Pac-12.
That just makes my argument even, stronger. Like, when you look at the Pac-12 on the basketball tilt, who stands out?
Oregon, USC.
Oregon.
Arizona. Arizona State.
Arizona. That's the only legitimate one I would
Didn't Oregon go to the Final Four?
Oregon this year?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, they did. The Ducks? Yeah, they were in the Final Four.
How often is Oregon good, though?
Never.
Case in point.
Yeah, I mean, what about
Arizona?
Cal?
When
they had Jaylen Brown.
They weren't even good then.
All right, how about
once again,
USC when they had Taj Gibson?
Come on, man. let me remind you that Cal doesn't recruit any player in any sport that doesn't average a 3.0 coming out of high school.
I know, because Berkeley.
That's why they're terrible sports wise. Because Cal Berkeley is an Ivy League school. Shout out to Izzy for trying to prove me wrong. Kid, the next day he sent me a list of Ivy League schools.
Yeah, that sounds like something Izzy would do.
He's these are Ivy League schools.
Did you watch that video I sent you with the Game of Thrones thing?
No,
the Game
I
of
did
Zones?
not. No, I
the
did
James
not.
Harden thing, dude. It is really funny, dude. You should really check it out. And we're gonna end with talk a little bit about this Chris Bosh situation. So, I guess real quick, actually, Boston, trade the pick? Yes, no. Real quick.
Yes.
I think.
I have a team built to win now. Jimmy Butler, Paul George, those guys can
I don't think the Bulls would trade away
those
Jimmy
guys.
Butler.
Okay, so Paul George, those guys Paul George can help me win right now. And then you're gonna make a run for Gordon Hayward in free agency.
But if you lose Paul George, Jimmy Butler's locked up for 3 seasons after this, or 2 at least.
I mean, it's a.
I'd rather have if I was Boston, I'd rather have Jimmy Butler because he's locked up for a couple more seasons after this.
Better, and he's also better defensively.
I think it's
Offensively, I think they're a wash. I mean, Paul George might be a better Paul George is a better 3-point shooter than Jimmy Butler, but defensively,
I think it's close.
It's not. Defensively,
I think it's close. Paul George is an elite defender.
It's not.
It is.
No, it's not. I'll look at their head-to-head matchups with LeBron James. LeBron James is the best player in the world, correct? That's fair. LeBron James, Jimmy Butler makes LeBron work for every point he gets.
So does Paul George.
He really doesn't. He doesn't. LeBron has the psychological edge over Paul George, and this is.
And I don't want to make excuses for I will make an excuse for Paul George. He has a lot of responsibilities on the other end that Jimmy Butler doesn't have.
Yes,
He's got Wade. He's got other players that can at least score.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
If Jimmy Butler doesn't score at least 25, the Bulls don't win.
Well, Rondo can chip in.
Get what?
14, and 14.
Yeah, you're asking Rondo to score.
Yeah.
That's hard.
Moving on. He loves scoring.
Moving on. Moving on.
And then we're moving on. So this Chris Bosh. So yeah, they reached an agreement. So Chris Bosh is free to continue his career if he wants to, or hang him up.
If he wants to.
Or he's signed with TNT right now, so he could just go right into broadcasting.
That this whole thing is a sensitive subject to me personally. My opinion, I've given my opinion on this time and time again. I think it's it's over. Just hang them up. You have what, 4 kids?
5.
Sorry, you have 5 kids. The youngest, who's Jackson, is probably.
He's
3 now.
And what? Chris Bosh doesn't have anything to prove.
No.
Chris Bosh is a Hall of Famer, yeah.
Hall of Famer, yeah. First ballot, no.
No, yeah. I mean, he went to how many? A bunch of All-Star games in a row. He's got 2 rings.
I think he's at least he's an All-Star between 8 to 10 times at least. He's has he been on any All-NBA teams? First, second, or third?
I don't know. I'm sure when he was in Toronto, I bet.
You pretty much turned Toronto around. You turned the Raptors around. They went from being a joke to being.
Well, he's got 2 rings. He's got 11 All-Star appearances. He's got a gold medal. He's got 2 bronze. He was Texas Mr. Basketball 2002. He's a 3-time NBA shooting star champ. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, he has won that a lot.
Yeah.
He's
an All-NBA second team once. All-NBA rookie team first team. He was ACC Rookie of the Year.
Yes, he's definitely a Hall of Famer. Hey, at this point, by him agreeing to the Heat don't pay him anymore, right?
Yeah, they do.
Okay,
yeah.
So he's still getting paid.
He's basically like a stretch provision. He averaged for his career 19.2 points, 8.5 rebounds, 2.2 blocks a game. Oh no, it's assists. Yeah, 1 block, 0.8 steals.
What was his career best?
24 and 10. in 2009, 2010.
So the year before he left Toronto.
2 years. Yeah.
The year before he went. The year before he left Toronto. So yeah, like he's responsible for turning basically Toronto into what they are today. Like they suffered a little bit after.
I mean,
left.
and if
But they didn't fall off the map like Cleveland fell off the map.
if Chris Bosh, they don't win 2 titles without him.
Period.
Like Chris Bosh was the glue that held that team together.
Like it takes a lot for a player who goes from being a 20-10 dude and the star of his team to basically being the third wheel of another team.
Like this guy, dude, 24-10, dude. That's
like you went from 24-10 to 17 and what?
24 points a game with a 50% field goal percentage. Like that's nice.
Like you went from a 20-10 dude to averaging 17 and what in Miami?
He was like 18-7 or
18 and
16-6. Let's call it 16-6.
Okay, 16-6.
Yeah.
For the greater good, you get 2 rings because you decided to swallow pride and not take that $88 million in.
He banked out his last contract though.
But truth be told, if LeBron doesn't leave, do you think he goes to Houston?
Well, didn't he already sign that offer sheet with Houston before?
No.
I'm pretty sure he did.
I think LeBron left, and then Bosh, because they were able to throw more money at Bosh after LeBron decided to leave. Bosh doesn't get that deal with Miami if LeBron stays. So LeBron made his decision to go to Cleveland, and that's when Houston and Miami were vying for Chris Bosh.
They were able to add the extra year.
Exactly. Houston's offer was 4 for 88.
And Miami's was 121.
Miami's was 4 for 88 up until LeBron decided to go back. So and LeBron leaves. Pat Riley was like, "Well, we can't lose Chris. 5 for 120." Bingo. That's how that happened. So yeah, he's gonna get paid handsomely over the next.
Well, they're probably stretching out his contract. I think he got 3 years left on his deal, so probably.
How does that work? When they stretch out a contract?
It's a stretch provision. It's built into the system. So they just instead of it being let's say you have
all up front.
No. Let's say you have 3 years left on your deal.
Okay.
Instead of it going over 3 years, it goes over 6. So they double the amount of years and they spread the money. You spread the money out over 6 years instead.
But you still get the same amount of money. It's just stretched out.
Yeah.
Okay,
And the money still might be the same. It's just the way it affects your salary cap is half for 6 seasons. Like when we got rid of Eddie Robinson, which is like one of the worst contracts we ever gave.